Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where we are currently invading Siracine. We already took over Darn, and I don't think there's very much that we can do to Bactria, although there is this here that might allow us to take some of this territory, actually. There's this waterway. So that's a possibility. We'll see what ends up happening with that. For the time being, of course, we need to prosecute this war, and that is exactly what we're going to do here. So we've got our mercs down this way. They can't really do too much. They're not very powerful, and we need to move through a lot of territory in order to get there. So that'll take a little time, but these guys here, they can finish that siege. And then from there, we know that there's a capital here and here. I'm thinking we'll head here first. That's the overall idea. Now, we do currently have this force just drilling out over here. And I think I want to leave them there. I'd love for them to be working up their experience. So for the moment, I think that's absolutely fine. Now, this fort is going to fall eventually, and then we're going to come down and start sieging this fort. So that's the overall idea here. We're just going to push our way down, and the question is, how much can we take without giving it to Gera? That'll be interesting. We'll find out. I think the answer is probably quite a bit. I mean, we've only got 8 aggressive expansion right now, so that's pretty decent. Okay, so we're at 42% here. That's looking good. As soon as we're done with this siege, we're going to come take Aratha. That's the next goal here. There we go. A 2K stack here. Interesting. I don't want that running around in the backline. So we're going to see about force marching our way over and dealing with that. Okay, so looks like Gera is going to fight them here. That's absolutely fine. Gera is going to win that. Okay, in that case, we'll come back to Aratha. They're retreating north? No, they're going to retreat south, right? Yeah, they were just locked in. Where is their retreat point? It's got to be down here somewhere. Maybe their retreat point is up here. That would be awkward if it was. It'd be funny if their retreat point was here. Okay, let's exit Force March for now. Looks like they're going southward. Okay, so we're going to grab this, and we're going to start sieging this fort. 71% up here. I was really hoping we would have succeeded this a little bit quicker. There we go. Cool. So that looks fine. Now we're going to come siege this fort, which is a lower level fort and should go slightly faster, hopefully. Do we have actual colonizable territory? No. And of course, we will slaughter them all. That's how this works. So I do see this Bactrian force up over here. And I'm wondering what we want to do about this. Include all officers, please. What do we want to do about this situation? So we do see Siracine having an army up here as well. Peace is currently imminent because there's no contest over the war goal. Understood. Why is there no... Isn't this the war goal? Oh, they're not contesting the war goal. Right. We're contesting the war goal, but they're not. So they have a couple of armies up over this way, and I definitely do want to take those out. Taking these forts will be very important for controlling the flow of armies coming back up this way, though. So I do want to have these forts under our control as soon as possible. Okay, so next we've got these guys here, right? I'm just wondering right now, do we think we can sneak in over this way and take out these guys? These would have to leave. And ideally, we'd need help from Gera. But we'll see. So it's going to take them a very long time to siege this. That looks good. We just won this siege. That's a big deal. So we're going to walk back this direction. I'd like to take over this capital again. And these guys are heading north. That's understood. So the first mission here is going to be to relieve this siege. I want to kick this force out of here. And I want to do that with this army, ideally. Now, we did just have a governor die. And that's this guy down over here. So we have a Scorn family. It will be this guy. Looks good. Okay, so I want to come over and stop this siege. These guys, they're heading to, I believe, here, which is not necessarily ideal for us, but it's not the end of the world either. They are giving up on this siege, seeing us coming over. I'm surprised they're actually able to travel this direction. That's a bit wild to me. Okay, let's stop our movement here and force march. I want to get in here quickly and catch them. So that'll be fine. We'll eliminate these guys. They actually might stack wipe at this speed. Maybe not. Yeah, I think we were rolling very well at the beginning, but not so well at the end. So now I want to head off over this direction. I'm going to stay on force march. I want to catch this force. We've got evangelism in our lands. That is indeed very bold. Okay, so this is another merc force coming up over here. That's not a big deal. But we do need to make sure that this area remains under control, right? A scientific breakthrough, we're not going to squander our resources. Okay. So we're on our way over right now. We won the Siege of Silt. That's a very big deal as well. We're going to come take this capital and continue to push southward over here. Now, we know that they potentially have some forces up here, and they appear to be able to pass this area without being blocked by our forts, which is not ideal. But we're going to head up here and see if we can catch this merc stack. That's probably going to get stack wiped. Perfect. That was indeed stack wipe. So now we're going to come back over this direction, and we're going to take Barak again. Okay, we have this under control. So now we can come southward here. Komia. Okay, that's quite a distance, but it seems okay. Now, we can see these guys are up here. I'm going to come in and look to attack here. At the very least, we got them to lift their siege. Okay, after we're done with that, we're going to come back over this way. Cool. So that looks fine. We see that they are attacking here. Are we still on force march? We are not. Let's force march down this way. There's a road going to where we want to go, so we should be able to get there very quickly. Ah, but they put a 2K stack here, meaning that they have time to actually stop this. However, that 2K stack got stack wiped, and now their 20K stack not doing so well. I don't think that's a stack wipe pace. No, it's not, but that was pretty decent. So we're going to take this off of force march. We're going to siege this, and we're going to continue to push this direction for the time being. Okay, so we pushed them out of here. That looks good. And we'll let this force regenerate a little bit. It's been doing a lot of... It's been doing a very large amount of fighting. So that's understood. We're going to come down here, and I'd like for these guys to come hit this fort. Yeah, this is looking good. Okay, so we need a governor for Persis, and this guy would actually do. Wonderful. Okay, so I'd like to get Bactria fully occupied. The real question is, how long is that going to take? And how much of this can we even take? We're going to be at 0 aggressive expansion very soon, but it's a question of how much we can take. So we're going to need to come down and hit this fort. That's looking fine. And we're going to need to send a force up here eventually. The Merc force isn't going to do it. However, we can almost certainly send the Merc force up over to this fort at this moment and get started on that siege. So let's do exactly that, and we're going to take this capital, then we're going to head up here next. Wonderful. So we see a Bactrian, or rather a Siracine army heading down this direction. That's understood. There's also one all the way up here. They're being jerks. I mean, that's expected. I would hope that they're being jerks at this point. Okay, so this siege is going to fall fairly quickly. These guys, they're going to have to head up and deal with these forces. So we're going to have them begin a force march up over this direction. That's fine for now. We won the siege here. And now we're going to have to back off, and we're going to have to force march all the way up over here to try to stop this force. So that's understood. This was the idea behind controlling these forts, but apparently it doesn't actually control as much as I'd hoped. Now, this would make sense. This would not be within zone of control out here, so that makes sense. But this, less so. I think it's because there's no crossing here. Okay, so we'll see where this army is going. We'll have that under control very shortly. Siracine is suing for peace. I'm going to decline that peace. And I'm going to have these mercs here. Okay, now they're going to force march up over this direction. Cool. So we're force marching to there, and these guys turned around on us. Well, we'll get turned here. There we go. And we did not catch that army there. I think we'll catch them here. Beautiful. That was a really solid initial engagement there. Not quite a stack wipe, but it was quite close. So at this point, what I want to do is I want to be heading down to here. Followers of the Risen Lord? Okay, sure. We're going to continue to chase down this force. That is, of course, going to be necessary. What? These stopped retreating. Okay. I don't know why they stopped retreating here, but sure. I guess because we have Siracine. We don't have Siracine fully occupied, though. That's not a thing that we have. Interesting. Well, let's head down over here for now. But yeah, we absolutely need to try to fight these guys. So we're going to come down here. There we go. This is likely going to stack wipe. Yeah, there we go. So that's a stack wipe. I'm now going to force march these guys back down south. Now, these are force marching out over this direction, and I actually want them to come hit this fort. That'll be fine. I'd love to get Bactria under control at this point. And yeah, I see these guys coming back out over here. That's reasonably fine. I'm not concerned about that. We just need to get our armies back south here and get these forts under control. So this is all looking good. I don't think that there's any real problem here. I'm going to take these guys off of force march. They have gotten to where they need to go. And these guys, they're going to come off of force march fairly soon, probably. I'm surprised that we can actually walk here beyond the zone of control of this fort. Zone of control rules in this game are weird. Okay, we're going to exit that, and we're going to come in and siege right here. Okay, I'm not sure where the capital is here, but I'm guessing it's that. Okay, so this is in Keen here. That's fine. Not very frightening. Well, I mean, it is a little frightening. We don't want to fight them, but yeah. We are currently out of aggressive expansion. So I want to get Bactria under control. So we can't push up to here. That's understood. I'm going to have this force start coming down here. So they will arrive there eventually. We're at 57% here. These guys can exit force march. Okay, so we're making good progress on these sieges at this time. The question is, how much of this can we actually take? And that's an interesting question. I don't know the answer. A lot of this is probably fairly unnecessary, but I would love to vassalize Bactria. We should find out if that's even a possibility. Let's see here. So, Bactria and... they are a subject. So we'd have to do it here, as part of this peace deal. And that alone would be 91. If we vassalized Siracine, which we apparently can do, what would that do to Bactria? That's an interesting question, because they're currently a client state of Siracine. Obviously, we can't do this. We can't have both of them. So we could do this. We're not necessarily interested in taking their territory out over here, but we could absolutely do that. But we are interested in taking this. Right? So it would end up being like that. But does Bactria become our client state? Does that transfer? That would be interesting. It doesn't matter either way. Let's go ahead and do this. And is Bactria currently our vassal? No. Okay, Bactria is free. That's understood. Okay, let's get rid of these mercs then. And let's pull these guys up to, like, this area up here. Okay, now, we have our navy, which is down over here. The idea here is I just wanted them to be here so we could build 2 navy, and now we can just spam out a bunch of mega polyremes here. So this is building from only Gabal, for some reason. I don't know what that reason is. But what we could do, I suppose, is we could come in here. Or actually, what if we just use the macro builder to build ships? Mega polyremes. We cannot build mega polyremes out of Central Delta because we are lacking wood and cedar here. So we would need to cancel some of these imports. This would be something like papyrus. And we would need to bring in some cedar. And then we would get rid of, say, this wild game. And then we would bring in just wood at this point. So where is wood in here? Here it is, under strategic resources. Okay, so that looks good. Now we would be able to just build a bunch of mega polyremes here, right? And can we, like, shift-click to build more than one? No. Okay, so we would just have to spam these out. So for the moment, I don't know how many are in this, but there's a lot. Okay, that's 61. Let's take this up to 100. Okay, that's over 100. Then we would come up to Gabal, up here. And that, we'll take that up over 100 as well. Like that. Cool. Now we can take this navy, and the navy is going to sail out to here. It'll take them some time to get there, and that's absolutely understood. So we have a lack of governor out over this direction, and we don't have a scorned family, so I'll put this guy in. And then, of course, we've got our new territories up here. Now, I'm going to send one of our armies actually up to this new territory, and Siracine is our vassal. So I'm wondering if maybe we should just build roads in Siracine. I'm currently leaning towards doing that. Is there a crossing here? Because we'll get unblack flagged here, and then we can't go through Bactria. Are we going to get stuck here? I think we might. I'm going to tell these guys to stay on this side of the river. And then they can come around like this, and we can definitely make our way up into our new territory like that. Okay. So, I mean, we're going to be trespassing in China's territory a little bit there. They'll have to figure that out, but for the time being, that's okay. So we'll have these guys be on forced march, and we're going to want to build some roads throughout Siracine here. So these roads are going to look something like this. I do want to have a road connection here. And then a road connection here makes sense to me as well. And then we can bring that around like that. Then we can come all the way up here and build whatever road connections that ends up bringing. That would then be something kind of like this. And then bring this back. I don't think there's a crossing here, is the thing. Maybe there is. I don't know. That's kind of strange. And then we would come down this direction, making sure that this is all connected up. Something kind of like that. This road already pre-exists, so that's absolutely fine. This would connect here and then would come back down like that. Then it would come up this way and would end up crossing around like so. kind of like that. Then we come up here, building a road like this, and then this road would come up like that, making sure that we have a connection down this direction, probably one here as well. And then that would come up all the way over here and would do something kind of like that. That would be the road through Siracine, although this territory here is not currently being roaded. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have these guys come up to here. And they're going to position here. They're no longer black flagged. I'm going to put them on road build. And their goal is going to be to build a road that goes around like this. And then they're going to build a road that goes up like so. And they're going to build this side of this road all the way up to here. Then they're going to go around like so, coming back like this. And that seems reasonably fine. Maybe a connection there. Okay, so something like this. So these guys are going to be busy for a while. That's absolutely understood. So at this point, what I want to do is I want to see no mines, no farming settlements to build, only one slave estate. That seems fine. And then let's see what we've got for... Did I click on foundries? I think I did. Yeah, there we go. This is more like what I expected to see. So we've got Vekunik. Where are you? Ah, you're one of these new territories here. Which reminds me, we'll need a little bit of road through here. Let's get these guys heading over to this area. I'm going to put them on road build right now. So actually, I want them to stop their movement. Is there not a halt button here? Okay, that's weird. Usually there is. Okay, well, we're just going to have them stop their movement, go on to road build, and I want them to build like so. And then like so. That's it. Okay, now, nothing here. So leather, we'd put in some mills and a couple slave traders. Looks good. And then we would have, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that, but that is this location. Okay. And we've got 2 forums and a Freeman district to put in there. What else do we have? Okay, we're down to the 2 building slot locations at this point. Sure. We can handle those, I think, next episode. We're going to have a bit of a peace period here. So that seems absolutely fine for the moment. Okay, well, this is all looking pretty decent at this moment. So we're going to be building a lot of navy, and this navy will be ideally situated to take on the Roman Empire's navy going forward. That's the situation that we're looking for. So this all looks good. We're no longer importing stuff. Okay. Where are we low on food? That is up over here. Yeah, that's going to be normal. There's not much we can do about that, to be honest. We're going to have to take some of this territory up here. Okay, well, it's pretty close to time to put a cut in, and I think this is a pretty decent natural cut point. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to get these roads built. We're going to, you know, do more of this. There we go. I'm sure that won't cause any problems in the future. And we're going to get some additional buildings built. We'll probably be going back to war pretty soon, though, because look at that. We've only got 30 aggressive expansion right now. We can definitely do something with that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.